By the way, today marks 200 days since Hamas's October 7th attack in Israel, and the IDF is on the brink of a major invasion of Rafah in Gaza. An Israeli airstrike leveled a Gaza tent camp on Monday. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says putting pressure on Hamas is the only way to bring hostages back home, despite the U.S. warning about the impact an invasion would have on civilians there. Robert Sherman is in Tel Aviv with the latest for us this morning. Robert, what does Israel's course of action look like from here?
Yeah, Markie, despite the fact that you've seen a lot of pressure being placed on the Israelis from around the globe to not carry out a major operation in Rafah, they've remained insistent for the last few days that one is coming. It will likely taking place in two separate phases. That first phase would involve the evacuation of civilians from that southern Gazan city. It's estimated that over half of Gaza's population is currently sheltering in Rafah. The Wall Street Journal is citing Israeli and Egyptian officials reporting that Israel plans to move civilians out of Rafah to places such as Han Yunis and set up shelters. That process would take multiple weeks before the actual military operation would begin. The U.S. has made clear they do not want to see this happen. Their big concern is the humanitarian situation in Gaza, especially since many Palestinians there have been displaced multiple times. But in that same breath, we've also heard U.S. officials say at this juncture, Hamas doesn't seem very interested in any kind of truce.
What you have seen over the past few weeks is Hamas move the goalposts. There are demands that they have made. Israel has moved some way to meeting those demands, and Hamas has then changed their demands. And so it certainly does seem like Hamas is more interested in a full-scale regional war.
The exact timeline for when all of this is set to begin, that remains unclear. Passover is currently being celebrated here in Israel and around the globe. This is a display in London. As it so happens, the Passover holiday falling on the 200-day mark since that October 7th attack. Today, 200 days since that incident, in which you still have people on the ground here who are saying it's difficult to celebrate a holiday such as this with so many people killed, so many people taken, so many people still yet to return home. That's what's on the minds of so many people on the ground here in Israel at this hour, Markie.
Yeah, 200 dark days and more than 1 million Palestinians worried about a bloody offensive on the horizon. Robert Sherman, thanks so much.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.